Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Admissions with Aditi. So, ever heard about the classic freshman dilemma? It's where you're barely into the first year of college and you hate the food, the weather is getting too cold, and your roommate blasts TikToks at 3 a.m. And you already start thinking of transferring to a different college. Trust me, everyone has thought about transferring at some point. Confusing homesickness for hating your new college is more common than you think. But before you dive headfirst into that transfer application, I'd strongly recommend that you pause and reflect. So today, we're going to discuss whether the grueling transfer process is really worth your time and effort. So stick around to the end if you want pro tips on transferring. First, let's talk about transfer applications. They really aren't what they seem to be. Let's clear up a major myth. You might have seen transfer acceptance rates for prestigious colleges that seem higher than first-year acceptance rates. And they look so tempting, right? But here's the truth. Those rates are often deceiving. When you break it down, transfer spots are often reserved majorly for community college students. And the seats actually left for university students like you will likely be super limited. So in practice, transferring is way harder than getting in as a freshman. So unless you've got a rock-solid reason to transfer, this might not be the shortcut you're hoping for. Now let's talk about the reasons you really shouldn't be transferring. If you're thinking of transferring just because the dining hall food is trash, spoiler, it's trash everywhere, or because it's always raining, or because you don't like the compulsory courses, please take a beat. You'll just end up looking like a flaky kid who didn't do their college research the first time around. Admissions officers want to see that you made thoughtful choices, not that you're looking for an escape route every time things get a little uncomfortable. Also, this is a big one that goes without saying. Writing that you want to transfer to a more prestigious school in your essays, that's a no-go. P.S. This is exactly why college research is so important for high school students. If you blindly apply to prestigious colleges and don't consider your fit, you might just end up miserable even when you get there. So, now that we've talked about reasons to not transfer, when does it actually make sense to transfer? Let's say during your first semester, you discover a niche academic passion, something that your current school doesn't even offer or specialize in. Maybe you're obsessed with marine biology now, but your current uni is landlocked in the middle of nowhere. Or perhaps you've realized that the program at your dream transfer school is light years ahead of what's available to you right now. This is where transferring looks legit. Admissions officers will take you seriously when you can demonstrate that your academic goals genuinely align with what the new school offers and that you've outgrown the opportunities at your current school. It's about upgrading your education, not your campus or your social scene. And on a side note, that might be slightly easier to prove to an admissions officer as a sophomore rather than a college freshman. So transferring might be slightly easier for you in your second year. If you're still serious about transferring, here are some pro tips. Number 1, maintain stellar grades. Now if you're aiming to transfer, your grades at your current college matter a lot. Keep those GPA numbers up because admissions officers will scrutinize them. They want to see that you're thriving academically wherever you are. Number 2, get involved now. Your application needs to show that you're making the most of wherever you are. Join clubs, get to know professors, and take on leadership roles. Why? Because you're going to need killer letters of recommendation. And trust me, no professor is writing a glowing rec for a student who hides in the back row and bowls the second classes over. Number 3, be prepared to start over. Transferring also means giving up the social circle and connections you've already started to build. You'll be the new kid again. And this time, it'll be in a batch where people have already settled into their own social groups. You'll also be learning a new campus culture, adjusting to new professors, and making friends from scratch. It's a whole process, so be ready for the emotional and social transition. Look, if you're thinking of transferring, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. My advice, stick it out for now. Make the best of your situation and focus on what you can control. I know everyone around you might seem like they're having a blast, but they might be struggling with the change too. So reach out. And who knows, by the end of your freshman year, you might just be in love with your school after all. But if transferring still feels like the right move, be thorough with your research and be strategic about it. Comment your questions below and we'll be back with more tips on transfer admissions. We got you. If this video was useful, make sure to like, share, comment and subscribe. And we'll be back with another episode of Admissions with Aditi. Bye!